What an offensive shootout. 5 Spurs in double figures. DeMar Derozan, 16 points, getting the and one there. This is the call late in the fourth where James Harden fakes like he got offensive foul. It looked like a bad call, and that would swing the game as James Harden would go on a personal 13-2 run, and Houston went to 111 to 105. We welcome you into the postgame edition of Spurs Live. Rick Renner, Matt Bonner, Dan Weiss. We got a lot to talk about in this one. James Harden putting on another show, the NBA's best scorer this year. He had 37 of his 61 points in the first half alone.
Yeah, and look, I know Giannis Antetokounmpo is probably the front runner for the MVP because Harden won it last year and now it's his turn, but come on. You look at what Harden did last game, what do you say, 57
yeah.
61 tonight, including taking over when it looked like the Spurs had the win. Just unbelievable performance.
I mean, he outscored the Spurs himself in the first quarter. He had 27 in the first quarter, and the Spurs had 24. That's pretty amazing when you consider, and, you know, added an additional 10. And he sits out, you know, you look at the rotation that Mike D'Antoni uses, he sits out about 6 or 7 minutes in the second quarter because he plays the entire first quarter most nights.
And the turning point of this one was deep in the fourth quarter. The Spurs took the lead, and they were in control of this one. There was a questionable call. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But James Harden goes on a 13-2 run by himself, Dan, in a short amount of time.
3 minutes and 22 seconds. He turned a 6-point deficit into a 5-point lead for his ball club. And Matt, to me, that's an MVP player.
It is. And look, all 3 of those threes we just saw are mental errors that could have been avoided. Don't go under the pick and roll, Derrick White. Rudy Gay, get your feet above the three-point line, not talking in transition. You can't have those lapses against a guy as dangerous as James Harden. That's all it takes to get him going. The first half, you mentioned 27 in the first quarter, 37 at halftime. He was 12 of 14 from the free throw line. Deep in the deep in the fourth quarter, I made the comment to you all back in the war room back there. Hey, Harden has 0 free throws in the second half. And that's what we talked about. That's #1 thing. Don't foul him. He's looking to get to the foul line. And bam, he gets fouled and then takes the game over from there. They had been doing a good job double teaming on pick and rolls, really not having those mental lapses that give him that crack of daylight he needs to see the ball go in. Because once it does, he's streaky like that.
Yeah.
He gets his confidence, and it culminated, I thought, with that crazy fadeaway off the backboard shot, part of that single-handed run you were referencing.
Yeah, I mean, he took over the game. And he was really out of the game probably for the first 7 minutes of the fourth quarter, which is amazing to think that's how good the Spurs had done defensively on him to start the fourth quarter, that he was not engaged. He was taking bad shots, but all he needed was 3 minutes and 22 seconds to turn the game around. That's pretty special.